Greetings, and today I have another deck for you guys to showcase for Gwent the Witcher card game. So, just a couple things I want to say is first, I'm headed to Oregon for the weekend. So I'm gonna record, I think, 3 videos tonight. 2 will be Gwent related, 1 will be non-Gwent related, but in a way, kinda. So look forward to that. This deck is, in my opinion, is not the hardest deck, but I would say it's the one where it takes the most patience, the most time to practice, and I'd say one of the strongest decks, not strongest decks, but like a really good deck if executed well. So this is Big Beasts. Now this is a kind of deck that I have not really seen so much play of, and the way it works is it revolves around this card right here, the scoia'tael, where an allied beast is increased by 2, but the boost is increased by 1 for every other beast that is currently in the graveyard. So being able to pull this off with the highest value possible is not going to be easy, of course. So I kind of surrounded it with a lot of different cards and a lot of other support cards that could benefit. So we're gonna run down the deck list top to bottom, and I'm going to sort of show you guys like the different kinds of support that it has. So it's like you don't want to rely a full deck on just one card. You want to have, of course, different cards to use, because remember, you are playing a best 3. So the first decision I had to make, and honestly it's a pretty difficult one, was which leader to choose. Now ultimately I went with Brand Tuisia, but honestly you guys could make an argument for using Svalblood, just because of the kinds of cards that are going to be in here, because Beast does support a lot of best self-damage, plus the Beast Abomination is always there as well. So you can make a case for putting Svalblood in, and also the fact that he also costs 2 more. Sorry, not to cost 2 more. He gives you 2 extra provisions, which could be more helpful in flexibility. But ultimately I went with Brand Tuisia because of the ability to filter out your deck. But if you think Svalblood's a better fit, go for it, give it a try. Maybe I'll do the gameplay video trying out both Brand and Svalblood to see sort of like what you guys think, which leader you think is the better suited for this kind of deck, and yeah. So starting off the list, we have Olaf, of course. Olaf's a very strong beast card. He is a very high priority target for many decks. With the sort of regression of damage cards, like, because they're not so encouraged anymore, except for, of course, special cards, and lock's always a thing. But honestly, Olaf can be used for 2 things. He can either be used by his ability, which is super powerful, or he can be used as an extra beast for the scoia'tael to boost other units. You do not want to play scoia'tael and Olaf, because of course it defeats his order ability, because he must be damaged to below his base power in order for him to get his benefits. Next we have Germain Piquant. Just lets you spawn 4 cows. The reason why I'm putting Germain Piquant here is for those additional beasts. Now I understand that these beasts have Doomed. So another card that I am putting in here, which could prove to be very powerful actually, is the Spring Equinox card, where you purify all units on a row. So you put in your Bear Abominations in the melee row, you put in all your cow tokens on the melee row, you purify all of them, their doom status is removed, and that's an extra boost right there for the scoia'tael. So the Spring Equinox is going to provide big support in this deck, provided that, the opponent doesn't have a lot of AoE cards, and in which case they do, then my whole deck is kind of screwed. The Spring Equinox is pretty much a dead card in that point. So as long as you have Doom cards on any row, the Spring Equinox is going to have some value. Going down the list, we have the Svalblood Totem, of course. It's good for that tempo, good for getting out your Bear Abominations pretty early. Sorry, not Bear Abominations. Svalblood Fanatics, which will turn into Bear Abominations. And if your opponent has to do it for you, then they can. Even if they do manage to destroy the Svalblood Fanatic before getting it transformed, that's okay. It's an extra beast to your graveyard, and that's what you want. We have Burn a Brand here for the deck filter. So that's another reason why I chose Brand Tuisia, is just honestly for the deck filtering. Like, honestly, a lot of these beasts are going to be more beneficial in the graveyard anyway, so I think it's better off that being the case. So Burn a Brand is just good for that discarding. I also added 2 units of Tuisia skirmishers just in case I'd rather discard targets, in which case I'll just use it on the Tuisia skirmishers and they would come out to the field. Going down the line, we have Roach, good for the deck thin. Play any gold card he comes out. Pretty self-explanatory, nothing more to say about that. Plus it's a beast. Next we have Morkvarg, good discard target. Play it from the hand if you must, but I feel like if you combo this with a card like Burn a Brand or the Heime Scald, this adds extra power. Because what you make up for in that tempo, you're going to lose it if you just straight up play Spring Equinox on its own, because it really gives you no power. So you gotta be careful when you play Spring Equinox as well. Because it could cost you a lot of points. Like, it's good thing that you're setting up for the next round or for when you play Tuisia Bearmaster next, but the Spring Equinox is going to serve as a 0-point card, which is not going to be good. Next, we have Vildkarl. This is pretty much the second in command to Olaf. If Olaf's not available, then you always have Vildkarl. If he is damaged by half, then he transforms into the Champion of Spellblood, which is also, again, it goes from a human to the beast, in which the beast becomes a good boost for the Tuisia Bearmaster. Honestly, all of these kind of just add up to the Tuisia Bearmaster sort of being the end game. So it's kind of similar to the big monsters in the case that it's a really strong short round deck, but you got to make sure that the first 2 rounds are set up almost perfectly for you to get the maximum bonuses out of them. And make sure you have some beasts in your hand that you can also play. So it's like -1, -2. So when I say that, it's because like you gotta have a beast in your hand. You cannot have them all in the graveyard, otherwise your Tuisia Bearmaster will have no targets at all. You got Nut the Callous. This is good for activating any of the Berserk abilities. Plus, it's good for that removal. So damaging Olaf by 4. 4 power is a lot of power on a unit. Being able to remove maybe a core engine, maybe from orders, removing them Arbalists, removing the Slizzards, which is great. So, you know, you have options with Nut the Callous, plus it activates the Berserk ability of any unit that you choose to apply its ability to. Next, you have Ulfheden. If you notice that any creatures or any units on the field are getting a bit too greedy, you can always use Ulfheden to sort of bring them down, put them in a reality check. Plus, it's an extra beast, as always. So, I put Freya's Blessing in here, and this is a bit interesting because Freya's Blessing kind of allows me the opportunity to do a couple things. I can play the Tuisia Bearmaster early for tempo, even though obviously it's not going to get the full benefits just yet. And then come round 3, I can bring him back with Freya's Blessing and sort of let him run his ability again, this time much stronger, because I'm going to try and put more beasts in the graveyard before playing the Freya's Blessing. Other options could be to bring back Savage Bear to damage unit by 2. But oh yeah, I forgot. Savage Bear got nerfed because it used to be 3 power, 4 cost, damage by 2. Now it's 4 cost, 4 power, damage by 1. But that's okay. That's not what Savage Bear is there really for. It's really just there for that extra beast support. So anyway, yeah, so you can always also use Freya's Blessing to play another Heime Scald. Maybe if you're missing a piece of the puzzle that you want returned, then that's always an option. I'm thinking of maybe just having 1 Freya's Blessing, because honestly, I think 2 might be a bit redundant. Like, I thought about adding in a giant boar, but like, I do have a lot of units that actually damage. So maybe the giant boar might be a replacement that I'm gonna do, but I'm not quite sure yet. The Corrupted Fulminica destroys an allied beast, but it does gain benefit. It does get the boost equal to the power of the beast that is destroyed, plus you give an enemy unit with bleeding equal to the turns of the destroyed beast's power. That's an extra beast to the graveyard, which is always good. You got the Corrupted Fulminica, who pretty much absorbs its power, so it's pretty much a consume. And it's residual damage to your opponent. So the Corrupted Fulminica is actually, do not underestimate the Corrupted Fulminica. It is a very strong card. Tuisia Bearmaster, I already kind of went over. Primal Savagery, again, removal. If you manage to remove any of the cards, then you get another another Bear Abomination, which counts as an extra beast. That is if you manage to purify it with Equinox. I believe, yeah, this is a random allied row, so you can either get it to your row where you're trying to purify, or you get it to the other row, which won't be as beneficial, but honestly, it's not so bad. Savage Bear kind of went over, and this is sort of just a filler. I just added in 1 unit of Wolf Pack because A, it's a beast, B, it's pretty decent removal by damaging it by 2, or not removal, but like damage output. Damaging it by 2 is not so bad. Plus, yeah, it's just a filler. And Tuisia Skirmisher in case I run out of discard bait. it's decent tempo, so that's why it's there. So this is the deck list analysis for the Big Beasts deck. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed this deck analysis video, because the gameplay video will be coming up very soon. I'll have this video uploaded tomorrow. Maybe that new non-Gwent video will be up on Saturday, because I want to add Saturdays to kind of the recording times as well. And Sunday will be for Saturday will be, and Sunday will be for the gameplay and come up with a new deck. So you guys, and also leave a subscribe for more Gwent/non-Gwent content, because I want to start doing a little bit more gaming now on the side. Maybe once a week is gaming, but like 3 times a week will be for Gwent. Anyway, this is Enzo signing out. I'll catch you guys in the next one.